Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mindful Reality, the channel that covers reality TV from a mental health perspective. I haven't done this in a while. Unfortunately, I don't have that many videos. A video I thought I had, I guess it wasn't recording. I do still have a few things that I can put up. Not a lot, but a few, and I'm going to put those up like little at a time. But, anyways, I know y'all like when I do these recaps of these events that I go to, so thought I'd hit you with a little Amazing Race recap. So the event was taking place in this little spot in Brooklyn. When I say little, I probably mean average spot in Brooklyn because it was probably a little bit bigger than last year's watch party location for Oz's Big Brother party. If I'm not mistaken, it was last year's location, and it was quite a small location, right? So, but this one, it's kind of different, even though the location is a little bigger than that one. But even though the location was not particularly a big of a location, it was spacious and there was not a lot of people there, which was actually a little bit surprising and maybe refreshing because it wasn't something where I felt like I had to keep going outside the venue because I felt like outside the venue, I felt like it wasn't overly crowded and it wasn't hot in there to where I felt like that was necessary. And I probably would have had more opportunities to go live. But the reason that I didn't really spend too much time live is just because, honestly, just because my main focus of going there was trying to secure an Ashley interview. So I did give Ashley the picture that I was going to give her. I don't have the video. I know I failed the mission. I don't have the video of her initial reaction. I do have the video of when I was showing Hannah the video and Ashley was there, and she said she loved it, and she's like, "Oh my God, I love this," and then she said that she was going to show it to her parents. This is actually her last little bit in New York. She's going to LA. I think she said she's moving to LA on Friday. So the first people that I saw of people that I know when I went in there was I think it probably was Tucker and Eric. Tucker and Eric are really cool guys. Like I don't have any mods here today, so no, not timeout. Timeout does not serve the purpose. Okay, thanks for a couple of likes for those who gave me the likes. All right. What else? What else? What else? Yeah. So the first people I saw were Tucker and Eric. Tucker and Eric came in, and then they had this like childhood friend of theirs that was there, and then I was talking to Tucker. I always have to try to think of things that will make them remember me because a lot of times, not a lot of times, but people I've only met once or twice, they're not typically going to remember me. Sorry, excuse me. They're not typically gonna remember me, so I was like, remember Tucker at one of the Big Brother karaoke events, and you did "What a Wonderful World" as a song, and then I did "Where's the Love," and you told me you were jamming to that song at the back in the bar. He said, "Yeah." I think he actually did remember me though. So he's like, "Yeah, I remember you." What's going on, man? And then I had like a pretty long discussion with both of them about the Amazing Race and how different it was from, well, in Tucker's case, how different it was from Big Brother. Eric was actually telling me that he was somebody who, if you asked him back in the day if he wanted to do reality TV, his answer would just be like a strong no. And he said that the opportunity. Good morning, Cass. Ooh, you are first today. He said that the opportunity presented itself to do the Amazing Race, and he said he loves the Amazing Race because he said, I'm not about the gossip, I'm not about the drama, I'm not about any of that stuff. I am just about the competition. He's like, I was a D1 wrestler. He said I've run. I think he said he ran the New York City Marathon. So he was just like, this kind of show was just really fun, and I think that they both really loved doing the show with each other. Because imagine like your sibling that you're already very super close with, and you and that person get to travel and do all these different games. I mean, I know it looks hard. When I first spoke to Hannah, it's like Hannah said that it was. She said that Big Brother will always be the harder game than the Amazing Race, but she said the thing about Big Brother compared to the Amazing Race is that the Amazing Race, the Amazing Race, she was there with her sister, so she said she was like, I'm not really a crier, I'm not an emotional person, because I was telling her, I was like, Hannah, I don't. It's not like I have perfect recall, but I don't remember you crying on Big Brother. Like, perhaps maybe she cried. I don't know. Maybe when Tiffany went out, maybe when she was going out. Perhaps I can't remember. Like, there's. I don't really remember crying moments. And even she said, I am not that emotional of a person. But she said, watching your sister out there, your sister, there's nothing that you can do to help, and she's just struggling. Like when they were doing that sled kind of thing that they were on, and her sister kept trying over and over, but she's encouraging her from the sideline. That was a really nice moment. And when the night was over, I made sure to go over to Hannah and tell her like the stuff you were saying about you know how it was working with your sister, and you know how much that you wanted to do it for her, and how that was what was getting you emotional. Like, this is my little sister, and she's having a hard time with something, and the only thing I can do is just stand there and watch her. I can't give her a hug. I can't assist her. I just have to watch and cheer her on, type of thing. So I was like, I get that. What else? Tigor was there. I saw Tigor, and Tigor is nice and kind as always. I like Tigor. Tigor has, her stylish outfit and everything. She said that I don't think she said she's completely moved to New York just yet, but I think that she said that she's in process of moving to New York. So I didn't have too much to talk about with her, honestly, because as much as I liked her on the show, I think that everything that I wanted to say about Tigor, about the show, I pretty much said it when I met her the first time. So all I was essentially just doing was just asking her how she was doing. What else? 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 Okay, I mentioned Eric and Tucker. I mentioned Ashley. I mentioned, yeah, I did mention Ashley a little bit. I'll get back to that. I mentioned Hannah. So what I was gonna say about Ashley, everybody wants to know if I was able to get my interview from Ashley. So this is what happened. Ashley walked in the building. Hannah said, Ashley's coming. I was the person that spoke to her um, when she came in. So I got a good amount of time talking to her. And I was telling her how she had me fooled for the first half of the season. Yeah, we didn't get to the part about CBS Productions because she basically just said that she was burnt out, which is fine. That's that's totally fine. I didn't ask Tucker because the reason I didn't ask Tucker was because I already asked Tucker before. He gave me the whole check with CBS thing, and I did try. I did my due diligence, but I'm okay with the Tucker interview not happening. What else? Oh, I met Natalie. I met Natalie from the challenge and the Amazing Race. She's very fun. She's very nice in person. Everybody was pretty much nice. I spoke to my guy, Adam, from season 13. Whenever I see him, we have this inside joke that nobody understands. I'm like, yo, what's up to my favorite guy, my favorite Big Brother cast of all time? And he was like, the guy that you didn't know. So it's one of those funny stories where I even told Enzo. Shout out to Enzo. Actually, he's fun. I mean, he's so fun. It's so cool hanging out with him. But I told Enzo and I told a bunch of people the story of me and Adam, where we're just at Oz's pop-up party that she had last year, and she did not you calling her class, but she did beat you. Don't worry about it though. You're still far, far ahead. I told her yesterday, you would have to completely mail it in. Because if you came second or third for the rest of the month, your lead is so significant. It has to be several times of Cass getting here first or before you, and you don't show up. That's kind of where we're at right now. My sister having surgery, so I'm excused. I like how you didn't ask and just told me you're excused, but in all seriousness, I hope that your sister your sister-in-law's surgery goes well. You are indeed excused, but next time this needs to be written in request form rather than um, I'm just informing you form. That's the protocols, man. Let's see. Yeah, so to recap for those who are not on here, I did give Ashley the picture. She did love the picture. She loved it so much she was showing it around to her castmates and stuff. When it came down for me asking her for the interview, she was like, she's like, I would so. Let me see how she said it. I would so be down to do this, but it's just that like I've done a million interviews and I'm so tired. Like she said, I haven't really taken a break. Excuse me. She was like, CBS has a bunch of contractually obligated interviews that I have to do, and a bunch of contractually obligated interviews that like I must do. So she said, reach out to me again, 2 to 3 weeks, and hopefully we can get something done. It is what it is, you know. Honestly, it was a $12 event. You know, I had a great time. Um, yeah, I had a great time. That's it. Did I miss anything? Oh, Jimmy. Uh, yeah, you didn't hear the last part I just said? I did. I saw Ashley. I asked her for the interview, and she told
So your total for this is $31. I'll take your payment at that.
Okay.
Can I just have you sign this for me, please?
Sure.
All right, this one's yours.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. Morning. How you doing? I don't even think my volume's down. I think I just speak quieter in an establishment. I don't think my volume is down. I was speaking low because I was picking up my laundry. Now my laundry, not my laundry, sorry. I was picking up my dry cleaning. That's what was happening. I only muted when I gave them my phone number for the clothes, because I don't like putting my phone number on public platform, so that's the only thing. But aside from that, I think my volume was okay. I even refreshed. Yeah, what I said was I walked up to Ashley when she first walked in the building. I was the first one to talk to her, and your game was underrated. And I was like, I didn't even realize what you were doing at the beginning. Like, I didn't even understand that it was game. Like, I talked to her about this one time when she was in the live, when she was in on the live feeds talking to Lauren, when Lauren was HOH and Lauren was presumably about to put her up. And I told her, like, I was wondering when you were talking to Lauren and saying, you wouldn't put me up, would you? Because that would be such a waste of an HOH, and there's so much bigger threats in there. And I was like, I was looking at that, wondering, do you really think that, or is this some kind of reverse psychology? She said, definitely reverse psychology. She was like, I don't know if you saw my other interviews, but I was on a mission, and I was not going to leave the room until I felt comfortable that she was not going to make me the replacement now. And I said, yeah, see, something like that is something that I wouldn't have known based on, watching my feed, right? So basically, shoot, I was just thinking of something. Yeah, I was just thinking of something. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So basically, she was just like, "Yeah, absolutely strategy." So I said, "I have something for you in honor of your final speech and your season to commemorate both of those things." And I said, "I have this picture that I created for you, and I wanna give it to you and see your reaction." So I had somebody that was supposed to be recording, but they missed it. They missed a chunk of it. I have like a little bit of post reaction, and I have a little bit of a second reaction when I showed Hannah, but I don't have her initial reaction. But I'm not gonna say her initial reaction was all that, you know. She was very happy, but like I was saying, maybe she's like me in a sense of where people who don't have massive reactions to things, but it doesn't that they're not appreciated because she was like, I love it. I'm gonna show it to my parents. she said, I'm going to put it on my wall. And I believe that those things are going to happen for sure. That was a nice poster. And I got 5 of them signed. I made 5 extra because my mindful reality crew asked for some. So I have to say 1, Cass, Vicky, and Tasha all claimed dibs on one of those. So honestly, there's 5 of them, and I low key I want to keep one. Um, yeah, I low key want to keep one. I high key want to keep one. So there's only one more available. If those people are locked in to get in there, it's available, and it is first come, first serve. She signed it. So the poster, the same poster that I put up, you guys can see, but she autographed it. So, all right. So let's see if that worked. Yeah, she was saying that emotionally going on the show, going on the show with her sister was much harder than going on by yourself because you're playing for somebody else, and that somebody else is somebody that you love and you care about. And then she happened to, an hour and a half later, when we were getting to the end of the episode, we were watching Simone go down the sled, and she was trying and trying and trying. She got it at the end, but by the time she got it, the team before her, which was Rubina and her sister, had just finished theirs because they were both going through similar things, and they were both partners were crying and everything and having a struggle. So it was like the battle of last place. Like, that's the thing about the Amazing Race. Some things are your game and some things are just not your game. It's kind of luck of the draw. Although when I spoke to Natalie from Big Brother and the Amazing Race, Natalie said that she binged all the seasons, and she said a lot of the games actually do repeat themselves, so you're generally prepared for what you're gonna face when you get on there. So that's what she said. No pun intended. But who's the other one? Shoot, I lost my train of thought. Oh, when I asked Ashley if she binged it, she was just like, this is not really it. She said, I watched a couple of seasons before I went on here, but this is not necessarily a show that you need to binge. And she said, this is not necessarily a show that people actually become super fans. And I can see that. I mean, that's the case. Like, I have enjoyed the season. It's entertaining enough, but yeah, I'm not an Amazing Race super fan. I just think it's kind of a fun show. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, Natalie. I had that conversation with Natalie about the memory comp in, I think, the last episode before this one, and she said there's a thing called race brain. I was asking Eric, Tucker's brother, if they got a chance to explore the city or whatever, or do anything outside of those competitions, and Eric was like, honestly, no. It was just like, race, hotel, get on the train. Race, hotel, get on the train. And he's like, well, he said he didn't mind it. You know, like, it was fun. All right, so yeah, it's the same picture, like, except for the edges of the picture. And only difference is she she signed the bottom of it. It's got her signature here on the bottom. That's the only thing. Nothing different about it aside from that she signed the bottom of the picture. Yep. That's it. That is it. Okay. But I'm hopping off this thing. Yeah, like, that's my only reason for even continuing. Watch the season with DX and Claire, because obviously those are her friends from her season. So she didn't even really say that she watched a bunch of Amazing Race seasons. All right. So, anyways, you got to get to work, and please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna figure out when I'm gonna figure out what I'm going to charge for those pictures. Now, since I have to like ship them to you guys, I do have to charge a little bit for I have to charge something for the picture and something for the shipping. But I'm not gonna make it super crazy, but I'll let everyone know so you can decide from there. I would have been able to make it an even better price. Something that affected my price though was the fact that when I went to the second Staples, when I got the last minute pictures, the guy was charging me $3 or $4 a picture to no, what I'm saying is not even accurate. I was thinking of something else. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell.